Hello everyone, back again. Yeah, it's probably already know I've not been well, but yeah, I'm back. Let's put it that way. Sound check. Let's see if it's working. It sounds like it is working, and if it is, we shall continue. Sounds a bit loud. Yeah, it's working. That's good. Cool. Uh, anyways, welcome back everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Jutan Al Ahmed. And nice to see you back. If you are back, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I do I say weekly, we do quite a few bits of content every week. So we have our pre-recorded video every Mondays pretty much. And then it was meant to be 2 streams a week, but it's going down to 1 to be more manageable in my life. As you know, this isn't my full-time job yet. No, it's not. I love this. Something I'm passionate about. You probably already know if you're subscribed, and you've seen my videos and stuff. I've got a lot of education content on my channel, so do check that out. Do check that out. Just a quick disclaimer here. I, Jutan Ahmed, JBINZALA, I'm no financial advisor, so any of this content here, do not take it as financial advice, unless I don't know why you want to, but yeah, it's not financial advice. It's just news, it's just data. That's what these streams are about, to give you your dose, weekly dose, let's say, rather than twice a week. But yeah, your dose. So yeah, as I already mentioned, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, I was meant to stream twice a week, but it'd probably be one of those to go around my work, my fiat job. Okay. Obviously, I love being here. I love making these streams, and I love the community. Do comment down below if you want anything answered at the end, and yeah, do consider joining my Discord. It's /JBINZALA. You can check all the information down in the description below, anyways, and like my link tree and stuff like that, or even on my website. Everything's there. Do join my Discord. I've got so many giveaways and stuff that I do. Do feel free to join that. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? So we're gonna be going over a few things as I always do. So just so anybody that's new and stuff, just so you're aware, this is my website. I've got a lot of data here, articles, this and that, sponsorships or whatever. If anybody's interested in that, self custody, tangent cards that I'm partnered with, and yeah, my asset portfolio discount. So you can obviously go into my official store as well. I sell a few quite bits and bobs there, including like LUTs and stuff for my for how I make my videos and the quality and stuff. If you're interested in stuff like that, I've got so many stuff about that there. So I'll go into here. So if you click on my affiliate links, so if you were to, for example, click on the menu here and then go into discount affiliates, you'd come onto this page, get discount codes and this and that for everything. I'm very transparent about everything. And then I was mentioning my video setup and stuff. You can check everything here. Okay, everything. I actually have to update this because I've got a few more stuff that I've added on. So yeah, it's something to have a look at if you're interested in that stuff, right? My asset portfolios here, what I invest in, the fact that I do stocks and uh, Bitcoin and crypto. So obviously, as you can see, primarily I'm a Bitcoiner, and yeah, I do have a bit of other crap coins, as they say it, just because I like I like experimenting. Yeah, and there's FOMO, lol. But yeah, obviously, as you can see, primarily Bitcoin focused. Also, as you can probably see here, let's point down. If you need one-to-one help, I do crypto asset consulting. What does that mean? I don't give any financial advice or anything like that. It's straight up to protect your wealth, protect your assets. So it's primarily focused on self-custody and educating you on Bitcoin and crypto. The difference is really why you need self-custody is everything. Here, you should book the initial consultation, really, just because everyone's situation is different. So all my content on YouTube for free. I've got so much content there. You can learn pretty much everything that I teach here on my YouTube channel by browsing to my channel. However, if you needed that extra hand and it was specific to your circumstance, do consider booking me, booking consultation, and yeah, we'll go through your issues and hopefully will resolve them or increase your security and stuff like this. Especially like, a lot of people tend to come regarding multi-sig and stuff because it's a bit confusing, especially testing. I love testing stuff, as you could probably see on my channel and stuff. I do a lot of testing. Anyway, I accept, obviously, as a Bitcoiner, I accept Bitcoin on-chain and licensing on my channel. I've got a whole guide here on how you can use it on my channel, did I say, my website. You can basically pay with Bitcoin if you are a Bitcoiner yourself and you believe it's the future, as Bitcoiners do. Anywho, let's move on to Primal. This is a UI on a protocol called NOSTR, or I hope that's how you say it. This is my public key, so do consider following me if you have a NOSTR account. You can obviously do it on any UI, but Primal's the one that I use. I like the interface and stuff. And yeah, my public key is there. My lightning address is there as well if anybody wants to zap me anything, lol. But yeah, it's all here. I'm actually using something else which I'm going to introduce soon. It's called Orange Pill. We'll come on to that another day, probably on the next stream. So that's a very, very interesting for Bitcoiners, and I'm new on it, so I'm just testing stuff out, and then hopefully once I will introduce that into my streams as well. Anywho, that's that. So let's get straight into the content. Let's look at. I want to actually look at Mempool before we begin on anything. I know we normally go on to like all the other stuff, but I wanted to go into Mempool. Why? Okay, let's refresh this, right, because it looks like it's oh, it's full. Interesting. So it wasn't full when I checked an hour ago. There was only one block. That's very interesting, right? That basically means that there's not many transactions happening, or the megabytes isn't being full. If you click here, right, you can see how many megabytes there are per block, and that's not being filled. Therefore, it got to the stage that it was 1 sat per petabyte, and I want to get to this here. So it's a post that I put. This was when 1st of February. It's obviously 8th of February. That's a week now. Dan Pino was right. Bitcoin is going to zero. 0 sats per virtual byte, that is, lol. Dan Pino was a guy that obviously said the fact that, Bitcoin's going to zero. He knows who the person that started Bitcoin is. It's going to zero. Whatever. Doesn't even if we did know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, I don't think that make any impact. And there may be a bit of volatility, but TikTok next block is how we say it. That is what would happen, in my opinion. And yeah, so it was very interesting. This hasn't happened for like 2 years now, and it got to this, and it's amazing to see. One thing that we need to understand is something called the difficulty adjustment. Look here, in 111 blocks, the difficulty will adjust to the new hash rate. Basically, what happened is that the hash rates increased, and there's so many more miners, and that's basically making people, well, these companies. Oh, unknown. Who's this? That's interesting. Miners unknown. Sorry, we need to investigate this right now. Road tags. Got 2 blocks. Okay, they've done quite a few. Is that a solo mine? Mine 13 hours ago. That's very interesting. There's no tags or addresses. That's a bit weird. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Where did the Bitcoin go to exactly? Total fees. That's very... Okay, sorry, it went into this address here. Why is that not in BTC, lol? Sorry, we're doing a bit of live investigation. Okay, this guy has 55 Bitcoin. Even though it says unknown, he's been mining for a while. As you can see, this is probably a company. I'd highly doubt that this is an individual. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. It's just I haven't seen it say unknown for a while. But yeah, so as I was saying, this difficulty adjustment here will adjust, and it's around every 2016 blocks, I believe. that it adjusts to see what the hash rate is. So that means, say if a company decided to put another 100 or 1,000 exahash or whatever into their mining pool and got a million billion miners, ASIC miners, the hash rate would go rapid, right? They'd get every block for 2016 blocks. After that, the difficulty adjustment from the code will just adjust it so everybody gets an equal chance to gain. So they'll be wasting billions on that just to get 2016 blocks. Does that make sense? Is that financially viable? No, it's not. And yeah, that's basically what's been happening. And that's why this has happened, and why it's so interesting to see. I love it. So I did a few transactions actually in this period because why not? It was a good time to do UTXO management and consolidation basically, but there are privacy issues in that circumstance if you were to do it, unless you've done it with something called like Whirlpool and coin joining or coin control, right? You can look at my channel regarding that, what that stuff is. Anyways, let's I know we're meant to look at Bitcoin data first. It's just I want to show Mempool before we did everything. I don't know why this. Okay, so this skipped a lot because I basically it's this block number here. Okay, 881,423. This was a solo mine. This wasn't really a solo mine. What happened is this is on Mempool, obviously. FutureBit Apollo Solo is like a pool. What happened is I forgot who it was. Basically, this company or YouTubers and stuff, they were streaming live for like 3-4 hours or something, and the person that made BitX and stuff was there. So all of their viewers, they basically asked them to put their mining hash power to their Apollo, their address. That's what they did, and they actually blocked a mine on the actual stream. It was amazing. They were all shocked. And yeah, this is it. This is the power of us solo mining. Okay, solo mining is very important, I believe, to keep the network decentralized, especially away. I'm gonna go away from this because obviously we can see here that it's 3.125 that they mined, but it's basically it's important because look how many companies are dominating the hash rate. We need more solo miners to make it more equally for the people, because Bitcoin is for the people. These companies that are taking it, I don't know what they're doing with it. They probably look Founder USA, Antipool. I don't know what their initiatives and stuff is, but at the end of the day, you want individuals to benefit from this. That's what this whole wealth transfer thing is about, isn't it? Anywho, let's go on to the actual Bitcoin data. Where we normally start. We're doing a bit of a reversal here. It's just I was hoping that this live showed you one block or something, and it did like an hour ago. Obviously, a lot more transactions have come through. Anywho, so crypto bubbles are obviously, we look at this just to check over. When I was starting earlier, everything was red. It's been a crazy week. Okay, look at this. Bitcoin is down by 5.6%, right? So that's still quite a lot. It's $96,000. It was 108 at its peak, and it's come down to 96. Anyway, altcoins are fully ruined. This is amazing. Bitcoin just drops a bit, and every other coin just dies basically. 30%, some were like 50%. Is crazy. People are getting wrecked. Bitcoin is the one to hold, is it not? If it's not really that volatile, is it? 10%, 15%. It's more volatile than the stock market, of course, but for something that's so new, that's going to be dominating all in the future, is this little dip even a big dip? No, it's not really. We'll look at Bitcoin coin market cap. It's at £77,000. Yeah, £77,460. Yeah, that's the British price. But let's look at the dollars, right? It doesn't even show it here. There we go. 96,094. Okay, what's interesting here, right? Need to sip some of my tea before I begin this. I say sip, and then I chug it down. Anyway, we saw here that there was a shooting star, didn't we? We were discussing that a while ago. It's very similar here, right? Shooting star to drop. It didn't drop. It went further up, right? It went to 108,000. Now it's gone back down. Don't forget, for it to touch the next line here, right? It's around 114,000. Yeah? Will it go higher than that? I've already given my prediction so many times. I'm a very big bull on Bitcoin. I think there is no top, right? But for this cycle, there's a lot of stuff that people are saying that's going to go to 1 million. Yeah. I don't know about that. It'd be great if it did, but does it matter? No, it doesn't. As you all know, I always say hodl for the future. If you want quick wealth right now, it still is the best place to invest your money and then withdraw slowly, live on the Bitcoin standard, right? But for long term, this is where generational wealth is created. But yeah, so what's my opinion here? If February is meant to be going higher, I don't know what's going on here, if I'll be honest, right? It's only the 8th. Don't forget, within 3-4 days, you can just rapidly 10k, 20k per day. You can just increase like that. Will it increase like that? Let's look at the other charts, okay? Let's go into this one here, okay? And let me just refresh that because this was like an hour ago. 6.1% down. We were predicting the fact that it'll be around 20-30% up over the month, yeah? So over the month, if it's 6% down now, say it was 100, that'd be like 120k that'll end in this month in March. Might even go to 130k, 140, let's see, right? 2025, 2021, 36%, 2017, 23%, and 2013, 60%, right? Will it be a red February? That'd be interesting. A lot of people are saying that altcoins start this time. Okay, whatever. But February, it should go up. We're really in the beginning, 8th of February. You don't know what's going to happen. There's so much bullish news. It's pretty crazy the amount of bullish news that's come out. But my question is, right, with this bullish news, why is it not affecting the price of like Bitcoin? Does it really matter in the long term of things? I don't think so, but it's still a bit odd. I feel like there is some sort of manipulation going on. The question is, can there be, right? What do I mean? Can there be manipulation happening on Bitcoin if majority of the owners are people? Because statistically, we saw who owns what, right? It should be more to the people. It's probably around 5, maximum 10% that the governments own, maximum. That's how early we are. Anyway, this is something to be fair, keep an eye on and try and figure out. Here, obviously, we know the rainbow chart here. It's still in the thing, accumulate. I don't know when it's going to go to the red zone, 790. That'd be nice, right? 800k per Bitcoin. Lol. Do you know what? I'm excited to see what's going to happen in 2030, 2040. Do you get what I mean? Obviously, that's closer to the time of death. Lol. Which obviously nobody wants, but I hope I stay alive to see where this turns out. Imagine like when we turn like 60, 65, we see one Bitcoin at like 15 million or 25 million, 30 million a Bitcoin. We're like, oh, to our grandkids, oh, yeah, I was hodler since 2017. Lol. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's going to be amazing. I do think about that because obviously you know that I hodl. I feel ashamed spending any Bitcoin because we're so early. That's why. Yeah, you can say live your life, but I have a fiat job and stuff, so Bitcoin isn't all I'm relying on, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, in my opinion. Anyway, let's go on to this. This is the BT Frame, awesome guy that created this. Obviously, he sold his one. He actually sold for 4.3 million sats for his 1/1 frame that he had. So yeah, let's just look at the data here. 96,000, obviously we can see here. 1,042 sats per dollar. This was under 1,000 like a week ago or something, wasn't it? So that's very interesting. Then 3 average sats per petabyte for the transaction fee. Yeah, block height, obviously we can see there the current hash rate, the network difficulty 108, That's amazing. Circling supply 90 million.821. I want to just keep all this data here just so we can basically look at this in the future and see where it's all at. So it's something to basically keep track of. So yeah, anyways, the difficulty adjustment, as I was mentioning here, it's already 94.59% of how much it is. So near to close to the 100%, right? So 109 blocks are remaining before the difficulty gets adjusted. That's very, very interesting. So we're not going to go through all of this here. There are a few parts that I want to show. This is just so cool, lol. But it's something just I just want to show. Public Bitcoin nodes, there's apparently 21,231 in the world right now, which are not running on Tor. Okay, so majority of nodes are running on Tor, from what I understand. That's probably isn't a real statistic, by the way. It's something I just said. The reason is I run my stuff on Tor. Yeah, so I would assume the normal person would. This would probably be some companies and stuff like this that want their nodes public because maybe they've got Lightning nodes as well that they're trying to use and utilize for customers, right? Anyways, so fear and greed index 44%. This is something I want to always show in my streams because I want to keep a log. I want to see the movement of Bitcoin and how it's moving. So Plankton, was this new Plankton? I'm sure it started on shrimp before. I don't know now, but yeah, we're so early. The reason is there's less than 100 million people in Bitcoin. That's why I'm going to come to a few other stuff when we go along here and come to the point. The main point is, does any of this information really matter in the long term? No, it doesn't. If you're a hodler and you're somebody that just buys it and just leaves it, none of this information really matters. Just 10 years later, just check your balance. Do you get what I mean? If you're somebody that wants to invest now and you're trying to get that a bit of hope, oh, will it? Do you know what? If you want that little hope, will it be good? This and that. Yeah, you should be watching these, getting the latest news. But if you're somebody that's just living your life, there's this meme of like when in I think it was Star Wars or something when the people come to the Jedi and then he's like living in a field. Um, it's basically that. Just live your life. Don't stress too much about this stuff. But look how early we are. There's only 4 addresses with over 100,000 Bitcoin. That's amazing. Don't forget, each one of these people can have multiple of these addresses, right? Yeah. Whales, sharks. Amazing, amazing data. Anyway, let's go past this. This isn't. Yeah. This one's a bit looking. I think this is a bit wrong the way this is shown right now, but that's fine. Power law. Okay, this was interesting, right? According to this graph here, the Bitcoin stock to flow model, it has like little steps, right? And the next step realistically means, and if it goes above the step like it does here, that means we're going to be reaching around, we should be in the next few months reaching over 500k Bitcoin. Will that happen? So there's a lot of people saying the fact that the Bitcoin movement isn't going to be, there is no reference behind this, by the way. It's not like this, just what people are speculating, that it'll be going and then it's going to be explosive the way it goes. So it'll go straight to 500k or something like that. I don't know. Will that happen? Listen, as I said, I'm not really too fussed about if it happens or not. But that's going to be very interesting to see. I don't know if you guys know why I'm doing these streams as well. So obviously it's to bond with the community and do answer your any questions that you have and stuff. But it's also to keep a log of what's happening in the past and future, right? So in the future, when I go back to these, I can see like, okay, this is what happened. So can you. You can be like, okay, this guy gave some data and stuff. What did that data say? Because sometimes it's easy just to like scroll. Yeah, this happened in the past, but what was actually said in these days and times, right? It's like basically a whole archive full of data. This is what I'm trying to basically achieve here. And hopefully it benefits you as a viewer. Anywho, let's go on to this. Michael Saylor. We're going to come on to this again, by the way. Michael Saylor still has 471,000. Let's refresh this. Still has 471,000, 45 billion worth. Yeah, that's great. 64.5k DC average. He's been buying. We're gonna come on to him, which we're not gonna be using this website anymore. He's got another one, but we'll come on to that in a second. Okay. Anywho, we've already gone through this. Let's go on to the actual stuff that I've seen over the week, which was very interesting to me. Okay. So this is the president and prime minister of El Salvador, right? This guy here, Senator Bob Menendez, yeah, who fought against El Salvador adopting Bitcoin, was sentenced to 11 years in prison for taking bribes in gold and cash. That's hilarious. So the prime minister or the president of El Salvador was that this guy said we used Bitcoin for money laundering and corruption. The funny thing is this is like an official government account, and he's posting this like, so basically then CZ, yeah, the founder of Binance, is like the world we live in, lol. And Mateo, he was an expert after all. By the way, Mateo is the creator of Orange Pill, the Orange Pill app. I'll give you in the description below. I am gonna have my referral information on that, but probably from the next stream, I'm actually going to show you what that is as well. But yeah, it seems like a decent guy. But yeah, anyways, this is he's saying here as well. He was an expert after all. That's unbelievable. Look at this, yeah. The corruption in life, the corruption in governments. People are saying the fact that Bitcoin's for money laundering, and this is the how it came about, right? Bitcoin, Silk Road, yeah. Silk Road was used. People were selling and buying, obviously illegal stuff. But the whole point here is that when Bitcoin itself, that's not the only thing that's been used for these things. Fiat, the dollar's been is probably the biggest thing that's been used for all of these money laundering, this and that. So this is a prime example of somebody that's a senator that's been fighting against it. And then he's been told, well, he's been sentenced for 11 years in prison for taking bribes in golden cash. These corrupt people don't want people to have freedom, in my opinion, right? Governments don't want this. This is what I think. This is what I've been even preaching. But the fact is, they need you to stay poor. If you stay poor, then they can control you, right? These countries as well, who prints the money, right? If the governments don't want people to print, well, to have wealth as a nation. Why? If they do, then they can't control them. They can't put them into more debt. Like, he's done the best thing ever. He's put on the Bitcoin standard. He's just accumulating Bitcoin every day. That's the best thing that they can do, right? Anyway, so let's move on to the next thing here. Tyler Winklevoss, he's a twin of, he's one of the creators of Gemini. He's obviously also an OG in the Bitcoin world. He's adopted Bitcoin in the past. The former SEC, Gary Gensler, basically, he's the chairman of the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. He's basically got a new job. If you didn't know, he's the guy that didn't like Bitcoin and crypto, and he had so many lawsuits against it that he didn't want to make it basically make it easier for the public to get and stuff. So Gary Gensler, basically, Trump said as soon as he's in, he's going to sack him. So Gary Gensler's obviously resigned. Now he's got a job in MIT as a professor, lol. Yeah. Tyler, this is how hardcore he is. He said as long as MIT has any association with Gary Gensler, Gemini will not hire any graduates from this school, not even interns for our summer intern program. That's crazy. That's awesome that it's sticking to his ground. Yeah, because this Gary Gensler, I don't know why he did this. Straight, maybe he had orders to do that. I don't think him as an individual thought, you know what, Bitcoin, I don't like it. Maybe he had orders from he had orders, right, to do that. But anyway, it's a very, very good thing that Tyler did there, in my opinion. Anyways, let's zoom in here because I just realized there's like photos and stuff which I'm gonna have to probably blur out after the stream. I didn't realize that there's gonna look at this. There is no. This disgusts me. There's no place that I can just stream. This is a problem, by the way. I need to come onto this. Like I stream and stuff, and I'm gonna. Sorry, I need to come onto this like personally. I stream and stuff, yeah. And one of my concerns about streaming is this is live. This isn't pre-recorded. I've got a lot of values that I hold, which are very important and dear to me. Now, I didn't. I was thinking like twice. Do I want to stream on this YouTube page and on Rumble or whatever? Obviously, this isn't posted to Rumble, but I was thinking, should I or shouldn't I? Because there's a lot of stuff which I'm not happy with what just random pops up. If you saw like my DCA video as well, there's parts that I had to blur out and stuff because there's half naked women and stuff on my streams. I don't want to show that. Like, why would I want to show that? Do you know what I mean? If I want to do that, I'll do a thumbnail with a half-naked woman to just get more clickbait, get more men to come and view my videos. I don't want to do that. It's not about that. This is purely for Bitcoin and for people that are interested in finance and the people that want to have a better life, right? And this is what these streams and stuff are about. And then too, there's a lot of people that do ask me questions and stuff about like self-custody and stuff that actually want to do something with their life. Then we have, so my concern was, are there going to be stuff like that which are going to be popping out? And it looks like there is. I have no control over that. I might even like not even go on X anymore. Yeah, I've already stopped paying for X premium. I've gone straight to primal, right? I've even paid for the legendary status because I agree with the open source like platforms and stuff, and the fact that there's no censorship and this and that. Because X is really poor in my opinion. It's very biased, even though there's meant to be freedom of speech, there isn't. Anywho, I'm sorry that I had to go into a rant. It's just annoying the fact that I had to zoom in like this. Can I not just live? Can I not just do what I need to do, right? No, I have to take precautions and stuff like this. It's very silly. Anyways, British hodl. This was the other post I wanted to get into. I don't really agree with this post, by the way. I just want to show you this. Get to 1 Bitcoin a week, forever a slave. You think 0.1 Bitcoin will set you free? Naive. No one gives a single damn about anyone with 0.1 Bitcoin now or ever. Get to 1 Bitcoin or die trying. Do you want to be truly free, or do you want to feel like you're part of a cult yet still a slave? This is bad messaging. Not everyone can get to 1 Bitcoin. Bad take, British hodl. Weak crybabies. The world will be handed over to those with over 1 Bitcoin, and everyone else will be our subjects. You think elitism is going away? It's only just getting started with actual, real, true finality of scarcity. Okay, the reason I don't agree with this, right, is because we did the math in like a previous stream, and we'll do the math again here, right? Um, one look, 21 million divided by 8.1 million, sorry, 8.1 billion equals, yeah. So that's how many satoshis per person can have. This is excluding what's been lost. Okay, so 0.1 Bitcoin, right, is, so if you didn't know, 100 million satoshis, so sats, makes 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, 1 BTC. Okay, sats, satoshi is the same thing. So here we're saying 0.1 Bitcoin equals 10 million sats, right? Obviously, you take away 1 0, right? So it's 10 million sats. So now we're saying here 259,000 is how many is how many sats each person can individually own, right? If 259,000 sats is what each individual can own, how many times does that go into 10 million? Okay. 0.1 Bitcoin. Sorry, I just want to make sure that my math is correct here, yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. Yeah, so it's this. Okay, so my math is correct here. What does this mean? What is this figure here? 38.61. That means on this, by the way, this isn't even correct, right? It's actually, if we minus 55 million from the supply, because around 5 million is lost, by the way. So divided by 8, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 198. Okay, so we'll do 10 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 divided by 198. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, just to give you some perspective here. If you own 0.1 Bitcoin, yeah, 0.1. If you own this, you own 38.61 people's worth of Bitcoin. What does that mean? You as an individual own the same amount that you are somebody that owns 38 people's worth of Bitcoin. 38 individuals would have had to have this amount of Bitcoin Satoshis, but you've actually got that. You've taken their share. Because many people won't come into Bitcoin until it's too late, until it's just legal tender and people are just using it normally, maybe in like 30, 40 years' time, right? Let's say even in 10 years, we don't know how quickly this is going to be adopting. Obviously, it's adopting faster than the internet, we know that. But yeah, 38 people's Bitcoin is not what you would own if you own 0.1 Bitcoin. And obviously, if you owned, we'll add another 0, right? If you owned, look at this isn't much difference. It is, there's a 10x difference. I'm sorry, I need to copy this, right? I need to just show you this, just so we can just discuss this and understand the importance. Whoops. I don't know why it's not showing it there, but we know that it's 38.61. Okay, so this is 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, this is 0.1 Bitcoin, and this is 0.1 Bitcoin with supply now, in the sense of, because 5 million has been lost, right? So if you had 1 Bitcoin, you own 386 individuals worth of Bitcoin. So 385 people can't have it. You've taken their share. In this scenario, you own 37. That's 0.1 Bitcoin. And realistically, it's actually 50 people's why 5 million has been lost. Okay, around 5 million Bitcoin has been lost. Okay, that's what this figure here is. So 50 people. So you own for another 49.5 people's worth of Bitcoin. That's basically what this is here. So what British Hodl is saying here is that you need to own this to be wealthy. I don't think so. I think even with this, you'd be pretty much well off. You don't need to be part of the elite. Nobody really cares about being the 1%, the part of the elite. They want a decent life. They want a property, mortgage free. They want their own land. They want their own environment. They want their own peace. They want their own family. They want as many kids as they want without the restriction of, oh, I don't have enough money. They want, to be strong. They want to be fit, healthy. This is what people aspire to naturally want to do. Men, they naturally want to hunt, naturally want to be alpha, right? They want their own zone. Yeah, they want to have be part of a crew where they're all strong individuals, mentally and physically. It's just naturally what men want, right? In my opinion. And women, they obviously want or you could say the opposite. They want to be nurturing, they want to be loving, they want to have children, they want to be they want to be people that look after and nurture environments. This is just the nature of human beings, okay? Regardless of if we agree with that or not, this biology says this as well. Anyways, so the point here is British Hodl is saying that you need to own this much to be wealthy. No, you don't. I think that 0.1 Bitcoin is sufficient for now. If you can have more than that, of course, why would you not want to get more? 1 Bitcoin, if you get that, brilliant. But when Michael Saylor is saying that the bullish case of 2046, 1 Bitcoin is going to be 46 million, that's 0.1 Bitcoin is around 4.6 million. Probably inflation won't increase to the extent of how much Bitcoin is going to be. You will be very wealthy anyways. You will have everything that you want. maybe your next generation will have everything that they want. So you're doing this for the next generation. If you're poor now, obviously if you're wealthy now, you have diversified a lot of stuff, and you've got hopefully more than one Bitcoin, right? Probably more than 10, probably more than 100 Bitcoin with your wealthy individual. But realistically, 0.1 Bitcoin, I don't think is something that I don't understand why he's writing that off. I do know why, and I'll explain why. British hodl, right? His whole thing was get one Bitcoin, get to one Bitcoin, and he's got the saying, get one Bitcoin. Then he swears at everybody, like saying, yeah, get to one Bitcoin. That's just his tagline, which fair enough. That's the way he markets it. But my point is, I don't think you need. If you had get to one Bitcoin if you can. I'm not saying get to 100 Bitcoin if you can. Who said why stop at one? 0.1 I think will change lives. Okay. Some people are saying 0.01. I don't think 0.01 unless we're like 100 years in the future. I'm saying 0.1 in this lifetime will change lives. Okay. So I'm saying if you're in your 20s, 30s, by the time you retire, 0.1 Bitcoin should change your life. This is what I think. Okay. With the mathematics that are involved here. Okay. We don't even know how high it's going to really go to. There's analysts saying this and that. I think there is no top. It's going to just continue for the next 100 years. Bitcoin hasn't even been fully mined yet. So even the statistics I gave you there is inaccurate. Why? Because I said 21 million. Yeah, that's the total supply. But the total supply hasn't been mined. We've seen it here. We've seen the total. Whoops. Let's go on to this, right. So we've seen that the total supply of Bitcoin, I don't know why I went back, it was just 2 slides out. We've seen the total supply is only circulating is 19 million, 19.8 million. There's 1.2 million still to go, right? So it's not even been fully mined yet. So realistically, 0.1, in my opinion, should be sufficient if you're in your 20s or your 30s for retirement. So I'm not talking for the next 2, 3, 5 years, next cycle, you'll be wealthy. No, I'm talking the next 20, 25, 30 years, you'll be significantly wealthier. You're not going to be somebody that's in a middle class group. You'll be wealthy. You'll have everything that you need as long as you just hodled it. Okay. What if you have one Bitcoin? You're going to be super wealthy. Okay. You're going to be somebody that's. If you have over 20 million, you don't really need any more wealth unless, I don't know, you want multiple yachts and airplanes and stuff like this, private jets, this and that. Anything else, 20 million is sufficient. Okay. So I think personally with 0.1 Bitcoin, anybody that has that, by the time they retire, they'll be comfortable, very comfortable. They won't have to stress ever about money. Obviously, unless you can go buy the 5, 6 Bugattis, yeah, that you can't do that long. You can still live a life. It's just you won't stress about finances. That's my opinion there. Anyway, let's come on to here. Trump signing an executive order creating a U.S. sovereign wealth fund. This is what Trump has signed, a sovereign wealth fund. It keeps saying a lot of things. What's happening in the background? This is why I'm not even like buzzing over any of this. I'm just thinking. By the way, Paul, I'll come to your comments here after I've just gone through all these. We'll do that at the end on the AMA. So yeah, Trump signing executive order creating U.S. sovereign wealth fund. So he created a strategic crypto reserve, including like other. Okay, I understand why he's done that, but still, it should have been a Bitcoin strategic Bitcoin reserve. But now he's done a U.S. sovereign wealth fund. So are they going to keep Bitcoin in the wealth fund? We don't actually know. They're not giving any real information. They're just saying all these things. Are they manipulating the market? I don't know. I drink my tea like it's just some juice or something else. That should have lubricated my my throat until we finish this off. Anyways, sovereign wealth fund run by 2 Bitcoin hodlers. So why is this at this? The people that are running the sovereign wealth fund will come to later. They basically they're both Bitcoin, and one of them got hundreds of millions of Bitcoin in Bitcoin. David Sachs is a Solana maxi. He may hodl Bitcoin, but it's not. Okay. Anyways, we're not going to the comments here. Let's check this. This was so funny. So Bitcoin dips and they ask, why are you so calm? This is, I don't know if you guys have watched Squid Game season 2, but it's basically what he's saying here. I have played these games before. I have done this before. This is such a good scene. And everyone who was with me died here. So Bitcoin dips and asks, why are you so calm? So people that are in Bitcoin, they don't care that all these alts are plummeting. Unless you got some alts and stuff, but if you're just hodling it, Bitcoiners don't really care that they've been here. Anybody that's new, anybody that's just come in, they're getting wrecked. They're getting wrecked. If we look at when we did look at the chart, the drop that it did to 91k, it was unbelievable. Like it wrecked so many people. I think 2 billion was wiped out of, like, oh, you know, people that leverage and do silly stuff like that. That was fully wiped out. That's more than that happened in 2021. Why? Because obviously Bitcoin's price is much higher. But this is why Bitcoiners are calm about all this stuff, because at the end of the day, we've been there, done that. Does that make sense? This also made me laugh. It's just so funny. Just checked my Phantom wallet, and this guy is just. Sorry, I just needed to show you all this because it's just so hilarious. But all these memes that come out, this is what I live, like, why I'm on all these social medias, because of all of these uh memes. I should have put this afterwards, but obviously I didn't. Um, anyway, Sovereign Wealth Fund. I should have put that one before that, because obviously this is related. So the sovereign wealth fund leader says every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be buyer. I'm going to be the buyer. So the next 4 years are going to be wild. I don't know about that. I feel like there's manipulation, in my opinion. So this guy here, he owns a lot of Bitcoin. Said that he's got hundreds of millions in Bitcoin. He's a billionaire. Almost hundreds of millions, right? It's nothing to him. It's pocket change. He's very comfortable. That's what he says in this interview. Obviously, I'm not going to play the whole interview and stuff. You can search this. So Vivek, for real, obviously posted this. There's a lot of news, like, you know, when people say sell the news, I feel like this is the stuff that's happening. I don't know why people. It's a bit weird that the sentiment right now, a lot of people haven't come into Bitcoin. It's still under 100k. I don't understand this. How is it still under 100? What's happened here? I don't know what that is. I thought I'll show you the under 100, but yeah. Um, it's just a bit odd that it's still under 100k, right? But anyways, let's move on. So this was funny. So I don't know if you know, Michael Saylor. They've got a new brand now. They said that their brand. Let's put that here. Yeah. So Vanek said, should we neck B? MicroStrategy basically changed their brand to strategy. This is Michael Saylor. It's strategy, then B, the Bitcoin logo, right? That's what he's made it. And yeah, so Gemini, this is what I love about these exchanges. They keep talking to each other. Gemini, if you rebrand to NEC, I'll rebrand to Sagittarius. Let's do it and say we didn't. Lol. Lol. Gemini, alright, they're changing their, I think it's called a star sign. Lol. That's the joke. But yeah, strategy, NEC, and then, then I had to post one. What do you call it here? So this is the Satoshi Nakamoto Institute. Now they call it Institute. That's what they've said. I just said JBINZALA is now Allah. So I don't know if you guys know what this actually means. If you do, comment down below. Bonus points to you. If you do, and I receive, what do you call it? If you know what that means, right, JBINZALA, I will give you 1,000 sats. You've got what until the stream ends to tell me what that means. Whoever does say it in the comment, I'll give you 1,000 sats. I'll zap it to you. But yeah, you probably won't know. I'd be shocked if you did. But yeah, anywho, that was just a joke that I put out there. JBINZALA is now Allah. Anyway, so this is MicroStrategy's new website. Okay, what is this? No, what? Anyway, MicroStrategy's new website, and this is why I'm saying that I'm going to be dragging this all the way down here and pressing X on this because I don't need that. I'm going to be using this website from now on to see how much they have and stuff rather than the chart. Beautiful. Look how much data they're providing, and this is what this this stream's all about. Data, right? MicroStrategy's price 327.56. Let me refresh this. Has this updated on it? Yes, it has. That's interesting. It doesn't update live. Okay. Market cap 82,000. Yeah. Bitcoin price 95,000. Debt 7. This is in millions, right? This is in millions, so that's 82 billion. Implied volatility, monthly return, 3 months return 21%. Yeah. Wow. 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 Look at the returns. Disgusting. 500%, 2,500%. Enterprise value 90,000. Average trading volume. Wow. Amazing. Amazing statistics here. Historic volatility, open interest. Obviously, just look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin gained quarter to date 12,000. I love it. I love the fact that they're giving data like this openly. Amazing website. The debt. Look at this. They're saying exactly how much debt they're in on what as well. Okay, assets. It's like a whole balance sheet here. Wow, wow. Look at this. The stocks that they own as well. I haven't really looked into this properly. It's just like many of these things that I show you, I do it on the fly with you just to understand stuff as well. It's really, really interesting. Options, and then they've obviously got charts, MicroStrategy compared to every other. That's interesting. Wow, wow, wow. This is amazing. Interesting. Market cap. Wow, this is gonna be very interesting to see over time because does it increase, like does it become number one? Because they're the only company that have adopted Bitcoin. Implied volatility, historic volatility, 30 days, open interest, MicroStrategy, sharp ratio, open interest market cap. Okay, average volume of trading. Interesting. They've been trading more. Put to call. Duration days. Interesting. Okay. History. That's basically the other chart that was there before. It's whenever they're buying, it's showing their acquisitions, right? Does it say how much? Ooh, it gives actual data. Whoever made this website, well done to the MicroStrategy team. Well done. This is very, very good. I'm happy with this. I like this. Really, really, wow. Wow. It's showing exactly how much they purchased it for, what date. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hold on, when's the first one they bought? 2020. How many? They bought 20,000 average cost acquisition, around $11,000. Well done. They did really good there. Anyways, notes, and they obviously give the data, and like what a website. You guys need to go check this out. This is something to definitely check out if you're interested in Bitcoin and how MicroStrategy is doing stuff, right? They've got software, and I think that's part of their website. That's interesting because I think that was the old website. That's so funny. So their old website, they basically revamped it here and they put it here of what the actual product is that they sell normally. But this is their first initial page. It's just called strategy.com. I wonder how much they paid for that domain. Lol. They obviously bought it off whoever owns it. Anywho, if you don't think Bitcoin can go to 1,025,000 in 2025, you don't understand it. So this is my point. I don't understand. Listen, I'm a bull. I'm a Bitcoin bull, right? I don't know why you're offending me by saying that I don't understand it. Then Bitcoin can go to 10 million right now. Do you get what I mean? Will the governments allow it to go to 1 mil just now? That's my concern. Yeah, it can go to 1 mil. Anything can happen. That's the truth. But will it? But we've got what? We're in the second month now. We've got another 10 months to go. I think I'll come back to this in like 6 months' time. Personally, I don't actually believe that it will go to 1 million. Over time, it will. Will it this year? I think there's going to be a bear market next year, as it normally goes. If for some reason it does break that cycle of bear markets, then we can evaluate everything. Okay, until the cycle breaks, I think that the cycle will continue. Okay, the cycle may break once. Is it now? Is it in 2032? Because there's only 1% of Bitcoin left to mine. We'll find out, won't we? Anywho, then Simply Bitcoin also posted bullish. President Trump reportedly calls Bitcoin the new oil. Everyone's like, buckle up, buckle up. I don't understand. Like, what? If we're meant to buckle up, why is Bitcoin's price decreasing? Is this manipulation? Is this sell the news? What's going on? Right? It's just interesting to see what's going on, and a very good record to keep. Um, Anywho, this is the last post before I come on to uh, the comments, because this is so funny. Bitcoin Clown. I follow him. I suggest you follow him. He's so funny. Okay, he does memes. He replies, and it's just funny. All of his posts and stuff. I call him the meme grandmaster. Okay, because it's just hilarious poster. Anyways, this is obviously James Franco. First Bitcoin bull run. There's a whole scene of this, right? The whole scene is basically there's somebody else like, oh, they're scared that they're gonna die and stuff, and like this is what they posted as. So it's your first Bitcoin bull run, is it? Because newbies just don't, they're not ready for the volatility, right? And this guy on the left here that we can see, he's tagged as a veteran. He's just been there for so many years. He just don't care. He's a hodler, do you get what I mean? And it's such a funny meme. But yeah, anyways, I thought I'd leave it on a funny note. Um, but yeah, let's come on to the questions and see what people have been saying as well. Let me just close that down and put that here. One second. Anyways, hi Paul. I hope you're well. Thank you for all of your comments. There's a few comments here. I think it says message retracted, but I've got a copy here as well. I won't read those ones out because it says that you retracted them. I don't know if you want them read out or not. But anyways, so Paul here, I really want to change the way that's fed in here as well. But anyways, we need Donald Trump in the UK. Our country's falling apart. No chance of crypto making it here. So much censorship. 100% agree. I don't know if I'm really a part of it, but basically, I'm a part of this like group called the Bitcoin Roundtable that's trying to help the UK get Bitcoin to Parliament. And there's a company called Bitcoin Policy. They're like a charitable company. The like the CEO and stuff, and the council. Like I speak to them and stuff. Basically, they're trying to get into Parliament. I don't know what's going on. The UK just keep ignoring it. So as you probably already know, I'm a citizen in the UK and Bangladesh. So I'm also trying to. Do you know what? No government listens. That's the problem. Okay, they don't care. They're all in their own little thing. They're all doing their own little thing. Nobody really cares, even when you put it to them and show them. I completely agree with you. Not just the UK. There's many countries falling apart, and I don't understand why it's happening like that. Don't forget, in the US, it's not like as open. It is more pro than any other country. Um, there are actually other few countries that accept it, as obviously El Salvador and like Bhutan and stuff. But what I mean is, like, I've even read about the UAE and stuff. They apparently allow like you to purchase stuff with crypto, Bitcoin, right? With Bitcoin and stuff. So and crypto and like, other cryptos and stuff. So there are other countries which are adopting it. The UK is just very poor in this manner, and I personally think that there will be change in government before this happens. Normally, these first world countries follow the United States like sheep, and this is basically what's going to happen, I think. Um, but yeah, I agree with you there. Anyways, I'll put that. I'm gonna put this one there, okay? This is another 2 here, which I believe you deleted. Anyways, I've got 0.1 BTC held for both my girls. Well done. Congratulations. That's a feat to do. Topping them up monthly, debating whether to stop putting money into the S&P 500 for them and all in on BTC. Obviously, this ain't no financial advice or anything. You need to think about something. This is interesting, and this is what I think about. So even the fact that I invest in stocks and stuff, I literally do it for fun. Okay, I don't do it like, oh, stocks is what's gonna make me wealthy. Yeah, Bitcoin is the one. It really has been. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah wa alhamdulillah. All praise to Allah Azza wa Jal. It's really been the best thing. Um, One thing to think about is, and this is what I think about, even though I invest in stocks and stuff, right? I don't know about you and your trading accounts and stuff. How long does it take you to withdraw that to your bank account? That's a question to ask yourself. How long does it take to withdraw that money? Sell it, you do a sell, takes a while, and then it to come into your account, and then you do a withdrawal request to your bank account to be able to spend it. Obviously, accounts that are trading 212, they have a card they can spend directly. It's like a bank account. But say if you wanted to do the full process, a few days, right? It takes a few days. That's unbelievable. To me, that's unbelievable, okay? Compared to Bitcoin and crypto exchanges. Bitcoin you can do directly, peer to peer. I can just transfer you money. Done. I can transfer you a Bitcoin. You can transfer me a Bitcoin. We can just buy stuff off each other. Done. Lightning Network's instantaneous. Bitcoin layer 1 obviously takes 10 minutes in a block, right? There's some fees associated. Lightning's instantaneous is pretty much free as well, yeah? You can't do that with the S&P 500. So for me, it's about utility, the use case of it, and the amount of return on investment. I personally believe, right, if it's for your kids, I don't see where you can go wrong with just going Bitcoin only. Anything will benefit them. Okay, anything will benefit the future generation. Because realistically, let's be honest, we're being nice as parents to give to our children, right? Realistically, they should be doing stuff on their own too. We're just trying to be good parents to try and give something to our kids as well, so they don't struggle as much as we did or our forefathers or whatever did, right? It's just generation going down. Realistically, they can start from zero, and that's still not a problem. We're just trying to give them that extra little push. Bitcoin, I personally believe, is the future. It's the best asset in the world. Okay, so this is what I always say: this, if Bitcoin went to zero, does that matter? No. Why? I can still use Bitcoin in a community that uses Bitcoin and transfer to each other peer to peer anywhere in the world. Because by the time that it's fully banned or whatever, which I think would happen in the future, like the way gold was confiscated, right? I think Bitcoin, that's something like that's going to happen in the future. Governments are going to allow people to just be rich, lol. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's unconfiscatable. I could just transfer you money anywhere in the world, globally. There is no restriction. Therefore, and there is no way you can trace it and stuff like this. But if you're smart about it, nobody can really trace it, right? I personally think topping up the Bitcoin account would be the best way to go. I know people would say de-risk, have the S&P 500, this and that. But my point is, if you're willing to mentally grasp that, do you know what, my kids, even though I want to give them stuff, even if they started from zero, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Fact is, they still will work hard, this and that, and try to get something. I'm just pushing stuff to them. I say Bitcoin's the best thing to do. S&P 500, I don't really believe both of them will benefit, but I think Bitcoin will benefit the most because it's the most transferable. It's so easy to transfer. inheritance planning is something very good on it as well. Okay, education is going to be very important to educate them when they're older, to teach them about it. By that time, it's going to be so. I think it's going to be like if I don't know how old your girls are, right? But if they're like under like 10, mate, in 15, 20 years, by the time you give it to them, it's going to easily buy I would even say multiple properties with that amount. Does that make sense? With the 0.1 Bitcoin, if 0.1 Bitcoin goes to like, if one Bitcoin goes to a million, it's 100,000. I think it's going to go higher in 20 years. Yeah, they probably have a mill just in their pocket that daddy gave them. So obviously think about this yourself personally, what you want to do. But I'm very strong on Bitcoin. Okay, uh, Bitcoin is something that I'd probably give generationally to my grandkids and stuff. Stocks and stuff, I'll probably sell it and just use it myself. Why not live a little? But Bitcoin itself, that's something that you can just transfer one address to another. That's yours. Congratulations, well done. That's inheritance done. Does that make sense? Uh, it's just the best thing to do in my opinion. But it's up to you, obviously. Do think about it. Just understand how inheritance works with this S&P 500 stuff as well. It's so much more difficult. Obviously, I hope like you live a long life and stuff, but it's something to think about. I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. I don't think it's going to die. I don't. I think it's going to be the future. I think that's where it's just going to hold a value and it's going to increase rapidly. I do believe that completely. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Monero, that's going to take it over. Oh, Casper, it's going to take it over. Oh, XRP, oh my God." None of that, in my opinion, will take it over Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the first. It's the best. There's no owner. There's no centralization. Yes, there are other use cases for all of these other crypto stuff, but Bitcoin is the most superior asset. It's the most adopted. I don't think over the next 20 years, I know one of these other ones going to be adopted further than Bitcoin. It's just not possible. Bitcoin's got a 16-year leeway. It's got 16 years ahead. Does that make sense? And there's governments in it now. Do you get what I mean? The other ones might increase, but if you look at them, they're not even scarce. They don't even have a set limit, and if they do, the centralized. It's just silly. Some of them, all of that Monero is fully privatized. It's just like, anyway. That's my opinion. Take it with a pinch of salt. Don't like ape in and just like putting 100 million into Bitcoin now. Uh, you could argue, you can argue, uh, de-risking and having a bit of each is the best option. I just, in my mind, it's let them start with zero. That's the default. My kids start with zero. They work, okay? They need to understand what money is before they get dropped whatever wealth. Do you get what I mean? Especially with like if a 0.1 Bitcoin a million, but at that point, if you're going to just drop them a million, are they going to know what wealth is? Have they ever worked hard? Do they even know? Or are they just going to spend it all? Do you get what I mean? You don't want to spoil them. Like, well, I don't want to give any parenting advice, but me personally, I don't want to spoil my kids. They need to work hard. They need to understand what modern slavery is. When they understand that, they'll appreciate wealth. Once they appreciate wealth, they'll help others which are less fortunate. That's my philosophy, and that's why I would say let them start with zero, and then the Bitcoin comes afterwards. Throw that to them. Like when my kids are 25 and stuff, I will throw it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that in case they watch this video. They know what's coming. Anyway, let me. Sorry, you just wrote something else. Let me just put that there. Sorry, my alarm went off. Anyways, I was silly and dropped their money into junior ISA, so the bulk of their money stuck till later in life. I don't know how. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. I don't know how long that ISA is for. Put it this way: it's never too late to buy Bitcoin. Hopefully, it's not for like another 2 cycles or something, because then it's still not too late. It's just the return on investment might be less. Statistically, they're saying 28-30% every year. Do you get what I mean? And even at 0.1 Bitcoin sufficient for your kids. Yeah. You don't even need to do anymore. You can spend the rest on yourself and this and that. 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be valuable in the future. If you can get them 1 Bitcoin each, that'd be even better. Obviously, that'd be tough in this day and age, right? For I don't know what salary and stuff you're on, but like an average person, it'd be tough for them. Yeah. Well, so you just said till the 18, the oldest is 11. Just to add there, in that case, at the end of the day, 7 more years. Just accumulate other ways. Leave that. That's you're forcibly taken the action of diversifying your funds. Okay, you were forced into that because you didn't know about Bitcoin before. Therefore, that's not a problem, right? It's just you won't have realistically a higher return on investment, which in that case it is what it is. Fact is, you've already done something which most parents haven't. You got 0.1 Bitcoin for each child. Mate, if you look at my video regarding the DCA and the 10-year DCA project, I don't think people even have £1,000 saved up. That's nuts. Okay, you got what, 8 grand per person. Yeah, very, very good. Well done. Congratulations. That's what I said. Congratulations. Not many people can do that. So it's very good that you already have done that. And don't think like, oh, um, you've done too less. You've done what you can. Okay, that's what's been written for you, and that's what you were able to do. Don't ever feel like, oh, you you can argue you do more, but fact is, are you okay financially? Is your life good, or are you just saving for kids? Because fact is, their wealth will come anyway. Yeah, you've done what you can, so that's very, very good. You've done more than what people can normally do. I know that for a fact. I've spoken to a lot of people. Okay. Anywho, hopefully that was decent advice. Obviously, I'm no financial advisor, as I always say. It's just speaking to community, and like it's nice to see this that you've done that. So well done, as I said. Um, it, do you know what? Yeah, Michael Saylor said one thing. He said the fact that when he can't sleep properly and stuff because he just thinks that all the Bitcoin's gonna be gone one day. That's how I feel. I feel like I haven't accumulated enough, and you're gonna feel like this. You haven't accumulated enough because, but you're doing what you can, right? You've done the most you can. That that 7 year ISA that you still got on, you can't touch that. You already put that in, and you can't take it out. I don't know if you can or however it works. I don't do ISAs and stuff like that. I don't like banks. Um, do you know what I don't like? I don't like restriction. I don't like control. I want access to my money whenever I want access to it. I don't want to answer questions to you. You can see everything's legitimate. I've never done anything illegal in my life. Everything's legitimate. Why are you still questioning me when I want to take my money out? This really triggers me, and that's why I don't care about fiat. Let's put it that way. But anyway, I hope this was beneficial to you. If you don't have anything further to ask, uh, everyone, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel if this was beneficial to you. And in the future, do join and ask questions as well. I love talking about stuff like this. It's interesting to discuss uh, future solutions, right? It's nice. It's something nice to think about. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, please do pop a thumbs up. Do share my video to anybody else that you think would benefit. I provide news weekly now. It was meant to be twice a week, but let's say weekly. Let's definitely it'll be weekly. I also just want to put out there the fact that this is the last month that I'm going to be doing this until basically next month in March or the end of this month. It's the holy month of Ramadan. I am Muslim, Alhamdulillah. So it's the holy month for me. So I'm not going to be streaming. Okay, I just want to put that there. I'm going to be saying this at the end of basically every video until that month. And in April, there's something happening as well. So I won't be streaming until basically May. So March and April, I won't be streaming, and then May, I'll be streaming again. I may come back in the middle of April. I'm not 100% yet. That's what I'm saying. May, I will be streaming again. So, anyways, do subscribe to this channel. And lastly, let's not forget, together, let's break free from the shackles of modern slavery. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye bye.